Hey guys, Funsho here from We Coach Crypto. Hope you're all doing well. Last couple of days, wow, crypto markets took a bit of a hammer, and we will be talking about that in more detail, and also talking about UST, which is Terra's stablecoin. But before we do, our objective is to help 1 million people understand cryptocurrency. So please feel free to ask questions, leave them in the comments below, and we will always get back to you. And also remember, guys, that we have our free Discord server where we share tons of useful information, news, articles, up and coming projects, and so much more. And we're a tight-knit, great little family in there, little community. It is worth coming and joining. You will have a good time. But let's talk about the market. So let's share my screen and take a look at the damage, shall we? Okay, so the first thing that I want to talk to you guys about is the total cryptocurrency market cap, so that you can get an idea of how much damage has actually taken place. So if we have a look at the overall high that we've seen on the year chart, okay, we can see here that the market topped out at a high of around $2.9 trillion, okay? And then if we look at the lows that we've seen, okay, and that was back obviously in November of last year, but if we look at the lows that we've seen so far, we're looking at $1.462 trillion. So really, we've seen about a 50% correction over that period of time so far. Now, just to put it into perspective, the crypto market can correct by 85%, 90%. You know, we've seen this happen, and as crazy as it might seem that it can still happen today with how much growth there's been in the marketplace, it can happen. We're a very, very young market, guys, okay? It's very volatile and it's small. You know, even at $3 trillion, that's a tiny market. Compare it to the stock market, compare it to the bond market. You know, we're a drop in the ocean and we're still growing. So, you know, we have to bear that in mind. We are going to get hit hard occasionally. But let's take a look at some of the other projects and how they've been performing. So Bitcoin is currently priced at $31,911. Okay, it has sold off about 4% in the last 24 hours. But as you can see, over the last 7 days, 16.7%. You know, it's taken quite a hammer in. Okay, Ethereum, not as bad, if I'm honest with you, okay? It's down about 0.2% on the 24-hour. It's currently at $2,424, but it is down 14.36% on the 7-day. Solana, okay? Now, Solana has already started to see some buying take place, okay? So it's up at $72.58, okay? It's up just over 0.5% on the 24-hour. It is down 17.28% on the 7-day. And for traders that are out there, if they believe the bottom is in, that is a good buy right now. That's a nice little discount to be getting. Cardano, another one that started to bounce. Okay, it's at 68 cents currently. It's up 2% on the 24-hour. It's down about 13% on the 7-day. It's a running theme across the board, apart from one particular coin that took an absolute battering, and that is Luna. So let's scroll down to Luna and take a look at the damage. Right, so Terra Luna, there we go. So it's currently priced at $33.60, and it is the talk of the town right now. It is down 47.81% on the 24-hour, and it's down 62% on the 7-day. I'm not going to mince my words here, guys. I have never seen anything quite like this in such a large project. I really haven't. Okay, and it comes down to this whole UST situation, which if we can go over to that news story, please. Reese, I want to share this with everybody and just go through it in a little bit more detail so you guys start to understand what has happened here. Okay, so guys, This is the story that is sweeping the crypto nation right now. Terra stablecoin peg slips below 70 cents despite loan from Bitcoin reserves. Terra's UST stablecoin has continued to slip below its dollar peg, and throwing money at the problem has yet to work, as blatantly you've just seen in the marketplace. Now, let me explain what the problem is here, guys. This is the problem. When you create a stable coin, okay, in order to keep it very stable, you most of the time will have real world assets, okay, and reserve assets that will be in place, okay. So it could be in the form of money with the bank, it could be precious metals like gold, silver, etc. But what we've seen here is Terra's UST is actually trying to back their stablecoin with their Luna project. Now, Luna has been amazing. It's performed extremely well. It is one of the biggest up and coming projects that we've seen in the last couple of years in the crypto space. But what I'm seeing from a lot of very new projects in the space is that they're not taking into consideration these gargantuan drops that can take place. And clearly, Terra's UST wasn't able to keep things together. You know, the minute you're falling off the peg, it doesn't matter how much money you keep throwing at this thing, it's going to cause one heck of a stir. So there's one particular part here that I'm just going to read for you. So Terra is a blockchain network with its own dollar-based stablecoin, UST, unlike USDC and Tether, which are ostensibly backed by cash and assets in the bank. The UST stablecoin is designed to hold a one-for-one parity with the US dollar via its algorithmic relationship with Terra's native asset, Luna. Minting Luna requires burning UST and vice versa, and arbitrage opportunities are supposed to keep UST as close to $1 as possible. And then the part that's underneath, which did make me smile, I'm not going to lie. So over the weekend, it decided to make use of a backstop strategy it's been pursuing over the past few months. As of May 3rd, LFG had stockpiled nearly $4 billion worth of Bitcoin Avalanche UST and Luna for its reserves that it could fall back on in case the algorithm stopped working, as the stablecoin's price peg slipped to 98.5 cents. This weekend, it voted to lend out $750 million in Bitcoin and the same in UST to proactively defend the stability of the UST peg and broader Terra economy, especially under volatility and the uncertainty of macro conditions in legacy markets. The whole point of maintaining a reserve of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies was for precisely this moment, but the solution hasn't made a difference yet. Quant tweeted today, a little before UST shed 6% off its price in a single hour, deploying more capital, steady lads. Steady declines, yes, stablecoin, not so much. So look, guys, Luna as a project, I still believe that it has got a great deal of potential. And you've got to realize as well that from an innovation standpoint, where we're at with the progression of this entire marketplace, there are stages to all of this, okay? And the more you come into that rabbit hole, so to speak, of the crypto world, the more you realize that. Now, innovation for Bitcoin, I feel like we've passed that stage now, okay? Bitcoin, blockchain technology, it's like, wow, look at what Bitcoin's done, how it's revolutionized the world. That innovation has took place. Now we're at early adopter phase. Now, what about NFTs? What about the metaverse? What about stable coins? What about interoperability, side chains, parachains, cloud storage, all of these different things? Some of these are at innovation stage. They're right at the beginning, and these projects are trying to get things right, but they're not always going to get them right. So for me, where I'm stood at the moment, Luna is something we have to keep a close eye on, okay, over the coming days to see how much it recovers. Now, I'm already seeing that traders are putting out opportunities to buy in because it started to bounce and they've already got their sell points in place. So Luna shed off a huge amount of money. Will it return back? Yeah, the likelihood is it will. I mean, you know, we were talking about Solana outages a week ago. Solana starting to gain some money back into its project. You know, people are not just dumping these projects, they're just highlighting issues that are coming up along in that innovation stage. Yes, the market is taking a hammering at the moment. Is it likely to go lower? There is a good chance of that. This could be a relief rally. It could be a dead cat bounce. We have to keep a close eye on it. And I understand that this is not a comfortable place to be. It hurts. It does hurt. When you see your portfolio melt right down, it hurts. But if you're a long-term investor and you're accumulating and you're buying these dips and you've had liquidity there on the sideline and you've followed your strategy, this isn't all bad, okay? Are we going to go into a crypto winter for a year or for 2 years? I don't think so, personally. That's just my opinion. I don't think we're at a point where institutional money and inflows of money and development of renewable energy ways to mine and so many other things that are going on, that we're about to go into a complete bear winter. You're going to see Bitcoin come down to 10K and stay there for the next year to 2 years. That just seems unrealistic to me. Is it possible? Of course, anything's possible. But I think that give it a few weeks and there'll be a different conversation that takes place. You are going to see mad panic and fear right now in the market. The media are going to have a field day with all of this, and they're going to continue to shake out all the weak hands. That's just part and parcel of how this plays out when we have these serious market corrections. But yeah, potentially there's another 20-25% that could shed off from here, because we've only had a 50% correction from the market top. And, you know, 75, somewhere in the middle, 75, 80, 65, whatever it is, nobody knows, but it's got the ability to do that. So you need to have that kept in mind. So if you are looking to buy the dip, don't spend all your money, keep some back in case we go lower. And yeah, look, guys, if you've got questions, leave them in the comments below. I understand this is a scary time. Please maintain calm. Anyone needs anything, please don't hesitate to ask. Remember to join our free Discord. Link is in the description below. If you've liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. And I look forward to catching up with you guys in the next one. Take care.